Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Flame 2D here. Welcome back to another video. Today, guys, it's the 270 subscriber tutorial, and yeah. So sorry if the quality and stuff is kind of weird and bad because I'm on my laptop, not on my main PC, because I'm having a lot of problems with my main PC. So I'm sorry if you hear like background noise like this, or like my mouse clicks are too loud like this, or like my keyboard, because the keyboard is very loud. So yeah, this is how to make a professional 2D intro in After Effects. So I'm gonna switch to display capture. um, yeah, here it is. So the first thing that you get is this thing, and yeah, this is basically all you get when you open After Effects. You will not see recent projects if you don't um, if you haven't used After Effects for anything. If you just are a starter, which is basically what this tutorial is for. But excuse me, but this tutorial is also to make a professional intro, not just a simple intro for starters. It's everything that you need. So yeah, so the first thing you want to do is, either if you already closed this, then this is what you'll get. Then so I changed to display capture so you can see the windows. So you have to make a new comp and name it text. So also, guys, this is sadly, this I had to this is on my laptop, so I don't have any plugins or anything. But if you want to use plugins, then you could either ask me personally. I could leave my Discord in the description, and you could ask me stuff like stuff that you want to know. So for this intro, I'm going to use Splat Font 2. You can use whatever font you want. So I'm going to make the color red for Warrior Effects, the theme. And I'm just gonna name it tutorial. Alright, now line to middle. Pressing these two, this one that has the line in the middle, and this one that has the line across. So you do that, and so basically this is the layout for After Effects. These are the tools that you're going to use mostly for intros, these three right here. And we're going to use this tool right now for text as well. You see this thing right here, this little thing right here. I'm going to drag it and then press Control and drag it to the middle. It should automatically just place itself. If it doesn't, just press Control again. Yeah, and yeah, over here, you don't do anything to this first. First of all, you don't go to what I did there. Don't do anything to that. Go over here, and let's add a CC light sweep. I mean, sorry, I'm confused. I always do that stuff. Just make the width 3000. Yeah, it seems like a lot, but that's what you'll need. Also, for just for the text, you're gonna put your this to full. You should put it to quarter when you're ready, when you're making the intro. But when you're making the text here, that's all you have to do. Edge intensity, make it 100, and you can move this if you want. We'll just keep it at 30, -30. And edge thickness, you can move this if you want. It's just like the thickness of the edge. That's what edge thickness is called anyway. So yeah, let's do that. And some people have been asking me how to do like the little wave thing in the middle. Well, you need to get your pencil. Make sure you have a fill, and you don't need the stroke to be fair. You don't need it. And all you have to do is make sure you don't have this clicked, because if not, it's going to make a mask. So I'm going to delete this and start over again. So make sure you don't have the text selected, if not, it's going to make a mask. So what you want is just start like doing this, just making random like wave sort of things, if that's what you want to call it, and just experiment with it. Make it look nice. Yeah, like that. And then down here we just do that. And we're gonna copy and paste this text. The text, the first initial text that you had. You're gonna copy and paste it whenever After Effects decides to respond. Yes. So what you're gonna do is just copy and paste that. We're gonna remove the light sweep from it. So remove the light sweep from it, and then go to character over here, and then double click to this. They go to this thing over here, and then make it lighter. That's like that. And then what you're gonna do is go to toggle switches and modes. You go over here in alpha inverted map. There you go. Actually, what you want to do is just copy this and then delete it. I'm gonna pre-compose this. And then for that, we have to go back again and make shapes from text, left and right click the way I have to. Make sure this one has the eye. If not, you mess up the whole thing. So now you go down here, and then first off you want to add a stroke to this. Wait, before that, you want to add a group, an empty group, and you want to select all of the letters and just put it in the group. After Effects, please. Thank you. You just want to put it in the group. Then select the group and put a stroke to it. Now for this, you'll have to have the transparency on. It's just this little thing here, and go to the stroke, make it like 24, and let's make it like a grayish sort of, not black directly, like a more like a dark gray sort of. See that? And then you want to do brown cap and brown join, so you get these nice edges. And what you want to do is duplicate the group. Now the group will appear inside of the first group. So see right here. So what you want to do is just go up, make sure it's on top, because if not, it won't let you get it out. Then put it under the first group. Then change the stroke to let's just put it to black. And to select group 2, not group 1, group 2, and then add a repeater to it. Alright, and now let's make the repeater. Let's make it 18 copies. That's what I use. And position 2. Now it looks weird right now, but it's gonna change. 2, and then this one to maybe 3. Alright, and as you can see like the change, like this, like that. And the scale, you want to make it 99.4. And that's when you have to adjust like this. Like for example, you make it something like that, maybe 3.5. No, 3. Okay. And yeah, that's basically your text, basically. And what you want to do is what we did in the first place: recompose this, and you can name it a precomposition if you want. I just don't. And then we add CC light sweep to this one. Make the width 3,000, 4,000. And then make the sweep intensity 0, edge intensity 100, and then just keep it at that. And that's sexy text right there. It's a very beautiful text. Now what you want is to pre-compose this. I have to move this pre-compose thing in the middle because it's annoying. Compose here, and 1 second. Thank you. If any time, 1 second. Thank you. ¿Qué pasó? Mija, ¿qué pasó?
What's the movie?
No sé. Mira, solo estás...
Look at the movie. Stop.
Ya, Dios mío, calmada, no te vas a morir. ¿Sabes qué? Transmítelo de aquí de mi teléfono.
Towards the door. I don't know how to go on that side.
Okay. Alright.
Are you on the live stream again?
No. I'm making a tutorial. Now if you will please just leave me alone. Here. Alright, so sorry about that. Again. Sorry about that. Once again. Ay, Laura, puedes parar, por favor. Ya, ve, llévatelo para el cuarto. Ahí lo puedes cambiar. Three, two, one. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is add warp to the precomposition. And it'll make your text look all weird in the beginning, like that. And then you want to make shell lower. You want to make it the bend -20. And then vertical distortion, make it 10. That's how you get that beautiful text. And then over here you could just go to scale, so transform and scale, and then this link right here, you're gonna uncheck it and make this 110, and that's your text right there. That's beautiful. And also for the extra like stroke thing, what you want to do is right click on top of the precomposition, go to layer styles, and then go to stroke. Anytime if After Effects wants to load. Okay, and you go to the stroke here, and then put it to 8. Put it to 8. For this intro, I'll just keep it red. And for it not to lag as much at the end, you put it to 1/4. I know the quality is trash, but that's basically what you want, so you can be able to render it. So now make a new composition and name it mean comp, And what I do, because I do this a lot, I put parentheses and just put it like, just put the name of like the intro I'm making for a client or stuff, and then main comp, something like that. Going to fit, and then drag the text into the main composition. Alright, and I'm gonna use a song that I might link in the description, depends if you guys want it. Uh, Alright, many of you have maybe already heard it, I don't know, but what you want to do is get that and drag it into the After Effects, so just drag that over here, and then wait for it to import. Sometimes it takes long, sometimes it doesn't, depends mainly on your on like the specs of your PC. So it's loading in the song. There's a pop-up that says importing selected items. So it says items because it doesn't know exactly how many, but it's going to import your song. Most of the time it's just going to be blank. Sometimes it appears gray with some text in there, I forget. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this to import the song, if you will. After Effects, please. Thank you. That would be nice. But in the meanwhile, I just want to thank you guys once again for 270 subscribers on the Warrior Effects channel, and also on my main channel, the Flame Plays channel. Thank you guys a lot for 254 subscribers. I'm always late to this stuff. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and yeah, if any day it decides to actually show up the song, thank you. That'd be nice. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so it loaded. So now you're gonna drag it into a main comp, or since if you're already in the main comp, then you can just drag it down. But yeah, you're just gonna drag it till you find the drop. And here's a helpful tip for like when you're dragging it. This over here, you can see how much is in, like right here, like when this starts. So if you know when the beat drops, then you can just look over here, and that'll help you. But since I don't know when it drops, and I'm too lazy to go check, so I'm gonna just look right now and see. So yeah, if it was too loud, sorry. I'm gonna lower it a little bit, and yeah, it was kind of a bit too loud. Um, so that's all you have to do. Just basically find the drop for the song. Um, any day now. Just let's up decide to. All right. So just find it the drop. All right. So what you want to do is go into audio, the drop down menus. You don't have to go to waveform because you're not exactly going to use it, to be fair. All you have to do is do -55, and then when the beat drops, just make it 0. And where you want it to stop, you go there. So I like slow fade outs, so I'm gonna space that out. Then -55 again. Alright, and this is a little trick I learned from somebody. Called you need to the effect bass and treble. You need to drag that in, and at the beginning of the song, I forget which is which. If this is supposed to be -50 and it is -100. I forget. I don't know why this just opened all of a sudden. Maybe because I double clicked the song. Roof. Alright, never mind that. So yeah, just try around here. Yeah, so basically that makes it sound underwater, basically. Hold up, let me try this. Alright, so right on the keyframe, make it 0, and then let's experiment with that. So you might want to put the -50, maybe. That's on you. That's on you guys if you want to actually do that. And then so I left this little bit of space here for like at the beginning, so we can do a transition. And yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. And you have to open the effects and keyframe both here. You're not actually gonna put a value to that. And then over here you're gonna do the same thing basically, -100 and -50. And when you do that, what you want to do is minimize this, and then this here, if it's set to 30 seconds, put it exactly where the song ends, so it doesn't disturb, like it doesn't make it longer than it needs to be. So yeah, that. Alright, so let's see this, let's hear it basically. That's good. Alright, so we find where the beat drops here. sorry in advance for the slowness of the computer, because my computer is really slow. I'm sorry. So what we're gonna do is make the scale 0, and then alright, so here we'll make it 100. Now if your mode is like this, then you're gonna have to press this button here, toggle switches modes. If your mode is already like this, do not press this. You're gonna press this little cube here, and what you're gonna do is also you're gonna use the Y, I think, if I'm correct, please. Yes. And you're gonna make it 1. You're gonna press 1 here. Make sure you don't keep this at 0. And yeah, you're gonna select the scale and Y rotation, and you're gonna go to the graph. It might be on value graph, but the easiest for beginners and myself really is speed graph. So what you're gonna do is press the squiggly line. I'll show it on screen and editing. You're gonna press that. Then you're gonna F9 these two. Then you're gonna close up, which is this thing, and you're gonna drag these two like this. Some of you might want this is an easing type, is a very good one in my opinion. I use it a lot. Now to get out of this mode, I'm just gonna do like that, and yeah, that's basically it for the in transition for the text. And now if you're not on CC 2014, then you're gonna press the space bar, and sadly the music is just gonna be very annoying if you're not in CC 2014, if you're like 2018, 2019, stuff like that. And for CC 2014, you don't need to listen to the music and stuff like yeah, that's like 2018, 2019 After Effects. That's the good part about 2014. But to make in 2014, what you want to do is so you can see everything. So you can see the RAM preview. That's what it's called, right here. It says RAM preview. So if you don't have a keyboard that has the extra like number set, I'll show you in the editing. If it doesn't have that, then you're gonna need to press over here if you're in 2014. But if you do have this kind of keyboard, then you're gonna have to press the 0 key over here. So we're gonna animate the text a little bit more. So, and also for the audio, just the audio preview is the little like dot or something that's under the 3. Let's listen to it. Let's see this. You're gonna go to transform. You're gonna do Z rotation. You're gonna make it like -15 maybe. And then make it 15. If you're gonna use this song, at least. Because if you're not gonna use this song, then don't do it. Which I guess some of you will. And then what you're gonna do is go all the way like out here, maybe even closer, maybe like that. And then make the Z rotation. Put this the one that's next to this. Make sure it's 1, and then make it 0. Then go to the speed graph, press the squiggly line thingy, and let's do the same thing for that ease and type. Alright, and let's preview it and see how it looks. Alright, so that's basically what I'm gonna do for text animation. I don't want to make it very hard. So we're gonna go to this project. If you have the effects for the text here. Also, what I'm gonna do is add drop shadow to this. Drop shadow. You don't have to use my settings. My settings could be you'd like it made for me like with softness, but I don't like it like that. I used to, not anymore. So I'm gonna make it 18 because that's my drop shadow, or actually we'll make it 24, and 30 opacity, and yeah, that's basically my drop shadow. So that's all you're gonna have to do for this, pretty much. The only effect that you really need. So we're gonna go back to the project tab, and we're gonna make a new composition and name it BG. Alright, and basically here is where we make the background. That's BG basically. That's what it's abbreviated. So we're gonna press this and make sure it has no fill, but we need a stroke. So we can make the stroke 60. And what I do to have a perfect square is what you're gonna do is press Q until you get to this polygon thing. You're gonna press it 2 times, and this is gonna appear right here. So it's a poly star. That's what it says. So you're gonna go into this contents poly star. You're gonna open that poly star path. Then points. You're gonna make it 4. And that's all you have to do for that. You can close the contents, and let's make the scale 0, and around like a second maybe, or maybe even less, maybe like this maybe. You're gonna make the scale big. You're gonna make the shape big, and make it big so you can't see like the strokes at the edges of the screen. So that's all you have to do. So let's see if it's good enough. Kind of too fast, I guess. It is kind of too fast, so we're gonna just pull that out a little bit, and you're gonna duplicate these, and then delay this one a little bit, so like just move it more, and make sure doesn't overlap. Like if it's too close, it doesn't overlap like that. So that's all you're gonna have to do, and you're gonna change the stroke color to like you just change it to a red, and with the we're gonna add the nation blinds, the transition. Don't add this one, add this one, and transition completion. We're gonna make it 45. I mean. And then we're gonna also go again and drag another one, because you can't just duplicate it. I'm gonna make it 45 as well, and then the direction we're gonna make it 90, so it has this nice like like I don't know how to explain. It's an effect, so it looks nice. And yeah, we're gonna pre-compose this, and we're gonna add echo to it. So now what you want to do is this is going to appear. It's like it's basically like uh, so you want to move like this so you can see like the last diamond or something square, however you want to call it, that you made. So you're just gonna move this, the echo time in seconds, um, so you could get like an idea of how it looks. So over here, my idea of this is going to be like 0.500 maybe. I forget if it's negative or not. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's negative. Negative. See right there. But that's too close. So we're gonna make it maybe 6. So like that. And see. There is a little bit of space between these. See, like right there. It doesn't appear until like right there. So we're gonna have to make this like 57 or something like that, or 57. Yeah, maybe like that. Let's see this. Okay. Alright, that works, I guess. Let's make it 0.55. And let's preview that. Alright, that works. And then number of echoes, we're gonna make it 25. Make it 25, and it's just gonna continually just repeat. Alright, that's gonna be basically the first BG. The spheres for the first BG. And now you're going to come here to this open space, just right click on it. Put you're going to come to new and solid. And there's gonna be a pop-up that says like this, solid settings. Doesn't matter what color it is at the beginning, because right now we're gonna make it we're gonna put something in effect to it, so it changes the color basically. So I'm just gonna make it a white solid. Doesn't matter what color it is. It comes to effects and presets. Then you're gonna add a gradient ramp to that. And you just wait until it loads. And this should be the thing that appears. So right here, you're gonna change this to 0, and you're gonna make this 1920. So it looks like that. You're gonna put this like a light red maybe, or just a red, and then make this like a darker red or something like that. So it looks like this. And then when the shapes come in like that, see. So also, if the shapes are like so I'm gonna change this because it needs to be maybe a little bit lighter so you can see those shapes. So like that. Maybe this a little bit lighter as well. And what you're gonna do is add a drop shadow. Yes. Add the drop shadow. You're just gonna do the same thing that you did for the drop shadow that we did for the text. Make it 30, make it 24, and you get that. You get a drop shadow. Convenient. And yeah, so we're gonna do that for the first BG. So you can just tinker around with the colors, I guess. That's fine for me. And now I'm also gonna make a second BG, so like it like transitions into a second BG. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to pre-compose this, and we're gonna go to this polygon tool, again. Make sure it's not selected, and we're gonna go to the same thing that we did the first one, but except that this we're going to make 12 points, and we're gonna change the polygon to a star, so it looks like this. Now the inner radius you're gonna make 0. Make sure there's no stroke on this one. Then you're gonna add a fill, make it whatever color the intro you're making is. Make the outer radius like 3000, and this is inner roundness and outer roundness. So you're gonna make the outer roundness like, well, I don't know, you just keep experimenting with stuff until you like it. So 100 is good for me. Yeah. And also you're gonna go to the beginning, close that, and you're gonna come to the rotation, make like you're gonna come all the way like to the end, maybe 25-30 seconds if you have this. You're gonna make the rotation 3. So yeah, that's all you have to do for that. So we're gonna move this like all the way over here, maybe, so like where the song transitions, where we did the animation for the text. The song transitions maybe like over here, maybe, and then this is gonna start rotating. And this, to make less lag on your computer, you're gonna go to the end right here, just drag it what I just did, and make a white solid. This has to be white solid, and put it under it, so it has this. You have this, and also to the shape layer you're gonna add twist, so it like twists it, if you know what I mean. So you're gonna make the twist like maybe like 100. So your this is gonna look like that. All right, and what I was also thinking for this background is that I don't know if it's possible without plugins. I don't know, but what we're gonna do is just pre-compose this again. Also, you're gonna add turbulent displace to this. I almost forgot. Turbulent displace, and make it bulge. Then just leave it at that. But if you like turbulent, then just keep it at turbulent. It's alright. It's the same thing, really. And now we're just gonna do that. We're gonna pre-compose it once again, and we're gonna move this until like it starts. Alright, so like right there. And now we're gonna move this, and the transition, we're gonna make a transition between these, and we're gonna add CC light wipe for this, light wipe to this. So many people are confused as to why, like, when you use light wipe, it's kind of annoying because there's like a light that appears, no wonder it's called light wipe. But there's like a white thing that appears after. So I'm gonna show you how to like remove that, so you can use it for your intros, for like in transitions and out transitions. Yeah, if it decides to load. any day now. Alright, so yeah, sorry about that. I was getting my charger. But basically, you want to make this intensity 0. You want to check color from source and reverse transition. And at the beginning, at the very beginning, you want to press this clock and keyframe it, make it 100. Then when the second when the second begins, make it 0. And we're going to go to effects, CC light, white, press complexion, and then the same easing type. Just gonna F9 that. And then you're always gonna drag that this way. And yeah, I forgot to add the drop shadow as well. So we're gonna close out of the graph. Opacity 30, distance 24. So yeah, that's basically a drop shadow. And this is basically your VG. This is all it is. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the project tab again. I'm gonna drag BG into your main composition, whatever you named it, and just wait for that. Alright, and yeah, you're gonna drag the BG under everything, text and stuff, and yeah, we're just gonna yeah, that's kind of way behind. So we're gonna move this transition all the way up to like here. I don't know, somewhere. Excuse me. And it shouldn't take as long on other computers because maybe your computers are better than mine and this laptop. Alright, so now we go to the main comp. Alright, and just gonna do that. Also let's do that. And we're gonna select your VG and then right click it and go to time, and I think you already know time remap for those who already know how to make intros, maybe. And just gonna look for the beats in the song. I personally do not add markers to this because I personally just don't like markers. In my opinion, if you want to add markers, go ahead because it makes life easier. But all I have to do is just time remap the BG, and then that's where um, it's where I just get my sync and stuff from. So this is gonna take a little bit. You're gonna have to find the drops in the song, select the beats, and I'm gonna just fast forward this. I'm gonna show you the first one, then just fast forward the rest. So yeah, whenever After Effects wants to load. Cuatro, cuatro, dos, tres. Ya te dije. 4, 4, 2, 3.
¿Tres, tres, cuatro?
4, 4, 2, 3. Estúpida, ya te dije.
4, 4, 2, 3. Este dice 4, 4, 3.
And then at the end, we're gonna add the extra keyframe for just for that. And then we're gonna select all the keyframes here. Gonna go to Graph Editor. This one, you're going to want to go to Value Graph. Now you're gonna select every single keyframe. Put this to it. This thing right here. And we're gonna press the little squiggly line again to get this full screen. And what you want to do is just pull this up, not a lot, just pull it up like that, maybe. Yeah, it kind of seems like it's gonna bounce a little bit, because you don't want your time remap to be bouncy at all. You just want it to be like a smooth little transition, basically. So now you have to painstakingly render the whole thing. And yeah, you're gonna have to wait for a little bit. I'm gonna fast forward this until this actually decides to play. So I'm gonna go do something. Well, not really. Let me just wait for it to um, render. See you in a bit. Okay, here we go. Alright, that's a pretty good timer map. I like it. So now we're gonna add the sync. This is I'll leave the sync down in the description. So what we're gonna do is add a new. We're gonna add new. We're gonna go right click, add a new null and a new adjustment layer. This is basically simple sync. If you guys have plugins, then you guys could like DM me on Discord and ask me, because I know how to also make sync on with plugins, but I'm not on my main PC, so therefore I have to use this. So now we're gonna look up transform, and we're gonna add it to the adjustment layer, not the null, adjustment layer. And now we're going to press Alt and on the little stopwatches here, we're gonna press position. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. So we're gonna do that for position, scale, and rotation. So yeah. I'm gonna write it down because I know this stuff, sort of. But actually, you guys, what you're gonna do is I'm gonna show you actually, guys, for the sake of the tutorial. I did not mean to do that. So what you're gonna do is go to your file explorer and to the file that I'll leave in the description, along with plugins if you guys need them or want them. Alright, so like that, you guys are just gonna copy and paste what I put in the description. I'm just gonna write it down really quick. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, and it should appear a pop, yeah, right here. This pop up, it says After Effects warning, effect name slider control is missing, it does not exist, it may have been removed, or deleted, blah blah blah. You don't have to worry about that. So you don't have to keep getting these pop-ups. What you're gonna do is look up slider control and add it to the null. And on CC 2019 and 2018, it'll automatically update. But if you're on older versions like 2014, you're just gonna click on it again just to get out of it. So that's all you have to do. And I'll be right back again. Alright, so that's it. So hopefully I wrote it down right. You guys You guys don't need to worry about it if I wrote it down wrong, because I know I wrote it down right in the text file. So what you're gonna do is go to if you didn't put markers, that's alright. So you're gonna open up the BG timer map. You're gonna go to the slider control, press the stopwatch, and then go 1, 2, 3, out, and then press 1. That's basically what I was gonna do. Just yeah. So now you're gonna have to copy and paste, basically at all the keyframes. So at the last keyframe, what you're gonna do is come all the way over here and delete this keyframe. Make sure it's just 0. All right, and that's basically your sync. So also what I like to do is just color code everything, so like it looks organized and everything. So I put the song on top of the sync and make that like a blue color, and everything else I make that like a light blue, like a sign right there. You guys choose the colors. I don't really care what colors you use. Ooh, sorry. And then we're gonna add CC a light wipe to the BG, so then the in transition looks nice and clean. And let's look for where it starts. So like right about here, we're gonna do the same thing that we did for the one that we did in the BG. So we're gonna make this 0 here. And we're gonna go to complexion, change it back to speed graph, and then F9 it, and drag that middle thing back. And that's all we have to do. And this is what a basic intro would look like, but we want it to be professional and everything. So an extra thing you want to do is go to effects, the null, in the sync. Want to select all of the keyframes in the sync except for the last one, and then drag them back 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's basically how you're gonna do for your sync. That's basically your sync. So let's wait for this to render and let's see how it actually looks. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that looks pretty fine right now. So now what you want to do is make a new adjustment layer, put it on top, not on top of the song, put it on top of the sync. Actually no, put it below the sync, and put this effect called motion tile to it. And we're going to make the output with 400 and the output height 100 as well. And now we're going to add transform to it. So basically what this does is it's basically like you see like the screen rotations and intros and stuff like that, like that stuff. That's basically what you're gonna do. is basically this motion tile. Is what it's called. So we're gonna look for a good place to put it. So right here, I'm gonna put a screen rotation. So right about here, that's good enough. That one, go to click this, go to the graph, insert some speed graph, and make the easing again. Is what it's gonna do is this, but we want it to be clean, so we're gonna go up and put mirror edges. I barely did it, but because we want this to look as professional as possible, we're gonna do it. So now time to pre-render basically. Let's hope it looks good. Alright, it's okay. Alright, that looks very clean and smooth. So now what we're gonna do is this. If you can't see it, then there's like the scroll bar here. But we're gonna create a new composition, and we're going to name it spline first, and then you can put number 1 if you want. That's what I do. And you're gonna take out the pencil. Make sure that there's no fill for this. Make sure the stroke is on like 60, which is basically stroke, please. Thank you. And you're gonna go to this thing right here. You're gonna put proportional grid. You're gonna go to the middle and zoom in if you'd like. And then we're gonna go all the way over here, and we're gonna animate that. We're gonna make it. We're gonna add trim pass, yes. And we're gonna add a repeater. So first, we're gonna go to the trim pass. Start keyframe this 0 at 5 frames, and the keyframe at the end, but make sure it's a 0 as well. And then like at 25 frames maybe. Just move this to like 10 frames here. And at 25, we're gonna do 100 for the start, and the end is gonna be 70, and it's gonna look like that. So now what you wanna do is go to the stroke and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the stroke width, make it do like that, and make it 0. So it should look okay. If you don't like it like that, then just you could modify it at your however you want. I'm gonna make this actually 12. And what you're gonna do is make the position 0, and the rotation you're gonna do 180, and this line, which means divided for After Effects. After Effects is gonna look good, and it's gonna basically divide. So you have to divide 12. So half of 12 is 6. So you're gonna put 6 here. It's gonna put 30, and it's just gonna make your spine look like that. So yeah. Ow, ow. Sorry about that. 2, 1. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna preview this. The stroke is kind of too far, so we're gonna move it 1, 2, like that. Alright, so now we're going to close the contents. We're going to duplicate this, right, and go to transform and move it until it looks like centered. It looks like it's centered, like the second one. You're gonna have to come like all the way over here to look, to make sure like it's centered. 15 maybe is alright. And what I'm gonna do, this is you don't need to do this, but if you want to, it makes your intro look better. You're gonna make that color red. And also, if you want, you can add Venetian blinds to this, to the second one. Basically the same process as 45, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna add it to the main, and so your computer does not die while it's rendering. What you're gonna do is wait, look for the end, and just drag this the end here all the way to like where the spline ends, and just move it over there. And since your text has drop shadow, you're gonna copy that and paste it to this, to your spline. So now your spline has drop shadow as well. And you can also like put spline bursts. You can use the same spline burst, doesn't matter. And just put them at like feet, like that maybe. And so I kind of a little weird, but okay. So I'm just gonna put it to random beats. So at the beginning, I like to make a transition. So what I'm gonna do, what we're gonna do, is make a new composition and name it transition. Alright, so this is the part where you can get creative as much as you want. What I'm gonna do is make a poly star and make it have 6 points, and let's make a stroke and fill stuff, and let's just make it smaller like that maybe. Basically just take up the stroke because I have something in mind to do. Okay. So what we're gonna do is animate this. I don't know why I clicked that. So what we're gonna do is animate this. We're gonna make it big. We're gonna make it come in. Maybe like that. Your transition needs to be quick though. It needs to be very good. Needs to be very good and fast. That's all you need. And what I'm gonna do is basically duplicate this layer, but instead of fill to this one, I'm gonna take off the fill, which just click on the text, which you probably saw me do already. And yeah, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna take away this just by clicking the stopwatch and make it 100. But this time we're gonna make it like 130 or something like that. So this one right here, the one that we had already, fits. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna make the stroke maybe 30. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to contents over here and add trim paths. So I'm gonna go to the beginning, 5 frames, and then like that, maybe 100 and 100. We're gonna select these, and this time we are gonna add an easing to it. Last time we did it because you didn't really need easing. So so that's basically what it's gonna do, and we're gonna duplicate this again, but this time we're gonna rotate it 180, so it looks nice. So we're gonna look at this basically. That's pretty much what it is. And we're also going to make a radial wipe, I guess. So to make a perfect ellipse as well, you're going to go to shape layer, contents, doesn't have any, so you're gonna add an ellipse, and that's basically how you get a perfect circle. And you're gonna make it big, well, not that big, like 350 maybe, like that. We're gonna add a fill to it, like right here. You have to add a fill here because it's not gonna work here, up here, if you do have it there. Yeah, we're gonna add the effect called radial wipe. And then transition completion, we're gonna make it like this, and then we're gonna go like all the way over here, like to 1 second maybe, make it 0. So you can't really see it because of this thing, the polygon here. But what we're gonna do is we're going to duplicate this, and what I'm gonna do is move this 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and I'm gonna go all the way close in, somewhat basically, and I'm gonna start scaling it up. 120. Actually, let's make it like so. What I'm gonna do is uncheck everything else so you can just see this, and we're gonna make it big enough so it fits the whole screen. So we're gonna make it bigger every time. So yeah, I'm gonna just work on that, and I'm gonna be right back. Oh, and guys, by the way, while this loads, you had to make it bigger. Basically, what you're gonna have to do is just make it bigger. The next, so like this is big. This has to be bigger than the last one, maybe just a teeny bit. But basically, that's what you're gonna have to do. Make it bigger than the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and it should look something a bit like this, maybe. Yeah, so the shape layers that have that, you're gonna pre-compose those, and oh, I forgot to add that one too. So you're gonna pre-compose that, and what you're gonna do is copy and paste, and toggle switches and modes, and this one you're gonna put it onto Solar Alpha, and you know the one that's on top of it. So you have this. Move it as much as you want. For some days, be like this. So now you're gonna pre-compose that again, and now you're gonna duplicate that and add a fill to the one that you duplicated. Bada boom, bada bang. And yeah, we want the color to be red. And you're also gonna duplicate it again, and this time we're gonna make it like a darker red, maybe, and maybe something like this, and then like that. Okay, that's good. And then we're gonna make it a gray, like this. It's like gray. That's good. And then we're going to recompose that. Now for intros, if you're gonna use a radio weapon intros, this is just for the transition. I'm just gonna use that for the transition. Now we're gonna make sure you can see everything. And now that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Yeah. If you want to use the radio wipe for intros, like this, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna make a radio wipe. So we're gonna copy and paste precomposition, whatever precomposition that you use for the radio wipe. Now we're gonna copy and paste that, and we're gonna move it into a radio wipe, and then inside of that you're gonna copy and paste. Yes, it's all about copy and pasting, and then flip it 180, so you get this. Some people don't like their radio wipes that thick. It's okay, but I'm gonna use my radio wipe like that. Alright, 1 second please.